welcome back for more arty shenanigans. Today I'm definitely doing the ballpoint pen challenge. And I know there are some of you out there that use ballpoint pen as your art thing of choice. I personally don't tend to choose a ballpoint pen for doing art. That's just a personal preference. And seeing as it's not something that I use all the time, I thought that this would be perfect for giving myself a challenge. So that is exactly what I did, and I've got a thing about zebras, so I decided that that was exactly what I was going to draw. So I had some A5 paper left over from a previous challenge, and so I decided to use that. So that is exactly what I was doing. Now usually anything that is anything close to a horse in shape for me, I have a tendency of making their bums way too big. Like, all of my horses have big butts, and no, they cannot lie. So I was determined, absolutely determined, that this zebra was not going to have a ginormous ass like all the rest of my horses have a tendency of having. Maybe they like their cake as much as I do, I don't know. So I must admit that I did use a picture from Google for reference, just for the placement of the structural skeleton of the beastie, just because I didn't want to end up in the exact same predicament of having another horse-esque, I know it's not a horse, horse-esque style animal with a ginormous ass. So that was my thing. I wanted to avoid having a ginormous butt. I wish someone had told me that before I ate all the cake. Okay, so you will have noticed at the beginning I didn't go in and press really hard with the pen. I was trying to use it incredibly lightly just to get down the rough skeleton of the zebra. And then I built in afterwards. You can see I added in the different hairs, I added in the muzzle. I wanted it to be slightly cartoony, even though it was like zebra and I was essentially copying an image. So you'll notice the eyes aren't exactly like how a zebra should be, but I know that they have lovely eyelashes. What lovely eyelashes zebras have. I mean, I want nice eyelashes like that. Big, lovely, curvy, fluffy eyelashes. Gorgeous. Again, I went back to the technique of softly with the pen nib just to try and give the zebra a little bit of a 3D feel. This is a challenge I was trying to push myself. And then just to try and represent what I was looking at on the image, the zebra was stood in a grassy plain. So that is why I put some attempted grass plains in the bottom. I mean, I think that's something I will need to work on in the future, but that is what I came up with for my Biro challenge. So again, another really good challenge I would definitely recommend to anybody, and of course feel free to use reference material. That is completely allowed. Go for it. Until next time. So thanks very much for watching, guys. Like if you liked and sub if you haven't. Just keep doodling. Bye!